I hope she's happy. Hope she finds happiness. She needs to ditch all those mean girlfriends and find a guy if she really wants love. If she wants to find a man, she's gonna have to ditch those bitches because he ain't gonna put up with that.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. TLC needs to cancel Kody Brown. The show needs a villain excuse. Save it. Kody has officially crossed the line by calling Jen a bitch. The show's already run its course, so if there's a season 20, do us all a favor and leave Kody out of it. As for Jen, she's perfectly capable of holding her own. Let's not kid ourselves. Boycotting the show under the guise of defending her is a joke. Jen's loving every minute of this drama. She's not some delicate flower who needs to be shielded. In fact, treating her like that is even more insulting than being called a bitch. Like most intelligent women, Jen knows the truth. When a weak, emotionally abusive, misogynistic man resorts to name-calling, it's actually a compliment. It's just his way of saying, I hate you because you're a threat. You see through my nonsense, and you're stronger than I'll ever be. We've got so much to dive into today, so let's not waste any time. Let's jump straight into it. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Elena here, and welcome back to my channel Reality Nexus X. Oh, I'm absolutely thrilled for Robyn. Aren't we all just over the moon? I mean, she got her man, right? She gets to spend every waking moment in the She-Ra chateau with her winner of a husband. How proud she must have been when he called Meri's friends betches on national TV. I can just imagine the glow on her face, thinking, yes, this is exactly the kind of man I always dreamed of. Truly a shining moment for the Kody Brown family values, don't you think? A dad of grown children calling women names on TV really sends a message about their deep commitment to religious principles. But hey, she got the mansion and the man, so that's a win, right? Christine, Meri, Janelle, and the kids definitely better off without that toxic mess of a family dynamic. I'm just so happy she gets Kody. Honestly, they are a match made in heaven. I'm sure when the cameras aren't rolling, she's just as charming as he is, probably throwing around some insults of her own. Get ready for more of his manic behavior too, because with the new production team not protecting him anymore, we're bound to see so much more. I don't care how big the house is. No mansion could make me want to live with someone like Noodles, and there's no mansion big enough to keep him far enough away from me if I had to. Sure, Robyn got the house, but let's be real, it came with a price. And I'm not talking about that $2.1 million tag either. There's no amount of money, no mansion, and certainly no man worth losing my peace, my happiness, or my relationship with my kids. Honestly, it must suck to be Robyn. I mean, sure, she deserves it, but I can't imagine how lonely her life must be. Meri's response to Kody's little comment about ditching the bees won't be part of the tell-all, because surprise, surprise, production didn't bother to tell her about it until long after the filming was done. And yeah, she's not happy about it. She basically said it makes her look like she just sat there and let that garbage slide, which obviously she wasn't cool with. I just finished watching that episode, and honestly, my jaw hit the floor when Kody said that. The guy looked like pure evil. These women hardly ever get a chance to react to his absurd and personal attacks. And when they do, it's usually too little, too late. But even without Meri getting to respond on the tell-all, anyone with half a brain will see that Kody totally crossed a line. Whether you're a Meri fan or not, there's no denying something is deeply wrong with him. Meri mentioned she cried when she first saw it. And it's easy to forget that what we see on TV isn't in real time. The pain of watching someone you love get trashed on national television is gut-wrenching. I mean, it's not like these ladies have the luxury of firing back in the moment. Look at Janelle. She didn't even get to respond to the Teflon Queen insult until ages later, probably because she didn't see it until much after the fact, and by then, she'd had weeks to stew over it. But hey, Kody was right about one thing. Meri needed to ditch those bitches. So what did she do? She got rid of bitch Kody and bitch Robyn. You know, I'm finally realizing that I didn't like Meri for years because she was letting herself stay in that toxic box Kody trapped her in. The isolation and manipulation were so obvious, but since she's stepped away, surrounded herself with women who truly care about her, she's become incredibly self-aware. And I'm honestly glad she's mad and speaking up. Kody's latest stunt was by far the nastiest thing he said in all these seasons. What a vile, crusty buttlicker. Did anyone else catch Janelle casually calling their religion a cult? She dropped a bomb when she said, in other cults, and then started talking about FLDs in the latest episode. Wow, seems like some serious deconstruction is happening over there. And let's not forget Jen. She threw in a keep sweet reference while talking to Meri. It's like the cracks are really starting to show. In the latest episode of Sister Wives, I couldn't believe they actually talked about the Sister Wives closet business. Robyn casually dropped that she started it, as though it was totally her brainchild. That just makes it even more awkward, considering how she basically forced everyone else to work on it. I always thought it was supposed to be a team effort, but apparently I was wrong. And then there's Kody, who flat out says it was a bad idea and that having one wife run it while the others were stuck working under her was a terrible decision. Oh, Robyn is going to love hearing that. Honestly, I was shocked they even addressed it, but it was good to finally hear the truth. Everyone kind of already knew it was Robyn's business, with the rest of them basically doing unpaid labor. Robyn also claimed, Meri and I were on the same page about the business, which is bold, especially considering she stopped Meri from going back to school to pursue her degree, something Meri had actually wanted. Nice of her to forget that detail. Meanwhile, Kody's whining about how Janelle and Meri funded their own businesses and took them with them when they left. But here we are, still holding on to that MSWC business, which apparently is up and running again. People are even posting pictures of the ugly shirts they bought from it. Talk about a success, huh? He did not just bring up the wet bar, did he? Is anyone else equally horrified by Kody's latest gem? Let's break this down, shall we? First of all, the wet bar added actual value to Meri's home, something Kody and Robyn were only too happy to benefit from when Meri handed over the proceeds from selling her Vegas house to help fund their Flagstaff down payment. How generous of her, right? But aside from him being a complete jerk, can we talk about just how painfully slow and dense this guy is? Seriously. Let's think for a second. What's the smarter investment in building assets or accumulating wealth? Is it building or purchasing a home with desirable upgrades, like, I don't know, a wet bar? Or is it tacky casino art and a bizarre, never-ending collection of Christmas figurines, used as some sad, sloppy attempt to hide your financial secrets? Tough call. And let's not forget Kody's little dig at all the fans who've been dragging Meri over the wet bar for ages. This is just his way of stirring up the internet's hate for her, as usual. Honestly, I still can't figure out what the problem with the wet bar was. Meri paid for it with her own money. Why is it okay for her to contribute just as much to the family pot as anyone else, but somehow she's not entitled to the same perks? She only has one child, so apparently she gets a smaller slice of the pie. She never slapped a note on her fridge telling the kids what to do, never denied them anything, as far as I remember. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. Kody really outdid himself with this one. He says, they know I suffer from FOMO, so anything they can do to exclude me is a punishment. I had to pause and just sit there in silence, trying to wrap my head around the audacity. Like, seriously? This man, who's the ex-husband, truly believes everyone is deliberately trying to make him feel left out at Christine's wedding. Newsflash, Kody, you're the ex. What's even more insane is that he conveniently forgets that he's the one who chose to exclude himself. He didn't show up for the surgeries, he skipped out on Garrison's new house, And don't even get me started on Savannah's 18th birthday and graduation. Why? Oh, who knows? But apparently it's everyone else's fault now. Kody's BAT and percent comment, classic move. He's always been a disgusting piece of work, but now, apparently, he thinks he can stop pretending. Was he really expecting the audience to nod along in agreement? Oh, that's just white male confidence at its finest. His entire world is built on misogyny, but I think the family's time away from their church has made him so comfortable in his own nastiness that he's forgotten to keep up the fake good guy act. This behavior isn't new. He's been seething at women since day one of his polygamous adventure. He probably thought he could coast by without investing in anyone's feelings, assuming the wives and kids would just stay in the background, silently worshiping him like some kind of god. The audacity. In his mind, they're only allowed to access heaven if they're tethered to him, so naturally he expected their eternal gratitude and obedience. Gross. He's always been like this, but the show was careful to give him a more favorable edit. Now, there's a new production team, and they're done hiding his true colors. Finally, we're seeing the real Kody, no more pretending. Robyn's pecking order position is crystal clear. She claims she wants a plural marriage, but let's be real, she's just holding on to that sweet spot she's enjoyed as Kody's favorite wife. For years, she's been the chosen one, his go-to comfort and refuge, basking in the glory of her top-tier status. So of course, her entire identity has been wrapped up in that prized position. But now, she's the only wife left, and suddenly, there's no one to look down on or compete with. It's just her, the wife, not day wife. If Kody were to marry again and, heaven forbid, fall for this shiny new model, Robyn's going to be the one stuck with the Kody leftovers. And let's be honest, she's probably terrified of that. It's not about Kody finding someone new. It's about Robyn losing her position as queen of the wives. So no, she doesn't want Kody bringing in new wives. It's not about principle. It's about her very fragile spot on the hierarchy. Classic Robyn. And of course, let's not forget Kody. But we'll save my deeply insightful observations on him for another day. Lolo. As for Kody marrying again, I honestly doubt it unless it's some sort of desperate ploy to keep the show alive. Kody didn't get into polygamy because he had a passionate calling for it. Nope, he's just living out his daddy issues. His dad was a polygamist and a member of the AUB, so naturally, Kody followed suit. He married Meri, Janelle, and Christine all for the most predictable reasons. Meri was from the AUB, Janelle was his spiritual stepsister, and Christine came from a powerful AUB family, the Allreds. It was all about family connections, not romantic aspirations. Did TLC even know that Kody completely checked out on Meri when he did? I've been binge-watching the show again, and I've just hit the end of Season 9, right when Meri admits to her emotional affair with the catfish. And you know what blows my mind? How nobody seems to care. Seriously, it's like everyone's just shrugging their shoulders, like, oh yeah, Meri's been catfished again. Kody's reaction? Nothing. His only input is that he hopes Meri figures out what she wants to do. Really, Kody? That's it? By this point, it's pretty clear he had already mentally ditched their marriage years before this even happened. I almost wonder if he stopped showing up to their relationship the moment Leon left for college. Did TLC know about this whole mess? Because honestly, you'd think they'd be all over it for the drama. But nope, it's barely addressed until much later when they're all moving to Flagstaff. What a convenient narrative shift. Polygamy and Kody and Meri's relationship, a total disaster. But of course, Kody still put on a show for the cameras, being all nice to her, probably hoping she'd enjoy those brief moments of affection, even if it was just for the audience. Yes, Kody wanted Meri to leave, but he couldn't exactly say that out loud, could he? A, he didn't want to look like the villain, and B, he definitely didn't want Meri airing all of his dirty laundry. Because, you know, The cameras would have loved that. Meri recently went on Instagram Live and mentioned that production is scrambling to reduce the lag time between when seasons are filmed and when they air. She said, "Hopefully you guys can see things, and we won't have forgotten about them by the time they actually air. Because, timing is clearly not their strong suit." Honestly, I only care about Meri and Janelle getting paid for their shares of Koyo Pass and for Robyn's slice of the pie from her house and all the art. Let's not forget, when they first bought that house, it was a family asset. Funny how that works, huh? I also remember my Kelty saying that season 19 was going to air by spring, just as season 18 was wrapping up. But then Garrison passed away in March, so I'm pretty sure that threw everything off schedule, pushing season 19 to air closer to August or September. That could also explain the oddities in the couch confessional, like they clearly shot it in multiple sessions instead of the one it was supposed to be. If we're lucky, maybe season 20 will air in April, assuming season 19 wraps up in February. Honestly, I don't need more content. It's all staged and infrequent. What I'd rather see is season 20 as a look back. Each week, the cast rewatching old episodes from their homes and reflecting on how they feel about those moments now. That would actually be interesting. Was it really fair to the other wives for Christine to just hand over her Koyo Pass lot to Kody in exchange for her Flagstaff home? Honestly, the whole Koyo Pass and family finances situation is enough to make my head spin. Let's break this down. Janelle wasn't exactly thrilled about Kody and Robyn getting a house in Flagstaff because it would drain the family finances for the down payment. She even asked for everyone's name to be on that house, seeing as the family's money was funding the purchase. But surprise, surprise, Kody shot that down. Now, if Christine's Flagstaff home also got its down payment from the family pot, then by my math, 75% of that down payment should have been split back among the other wives, 25% for each, not just swapped over to Kody for her Koyo Pass lot. So once again, Meri and Janelle get the short end of the stick when Robyn takes money from the family pot for her down payment, but still gets to keep her full share of Koyo Pass. Seriously, I hope the division of assets lawyers do their magic and make sure Janelle and Meri get their fair cut. And yes, Christine could very well owe them money, just like Kody and Robyn probably do. Now let's talk legality. Could Christine have legally added 2 names to a plot she only owned a third of without Kody and Robyn's agreement? I'm not a lawyer, but that sounds a bit sticky. And speaking of legal stuff, do you know what a quitclaim deed is? That's the document Christine used to get her name off the property. It's a way to transfer ownership, though I bet no one bothered to check if Kody and Robyn were cool with it. Let's not forget, at the time Christine made this decision, Janelle wasn't planning to leave Kody. And Meri? She was clinging to the last remnants of the family and glad Kody verbally attacked Christine. They were both still in it, still planning to build on Koyo Pass. Christine couldn't have predicted what would happen next. So no, I don't think she should have left with nothing. After all, she was the only one actually planning to leave at that point. Was Christine the one who ripped off the others? Not even close. Legally and morally, she owes them nothing. In fact, I think it was fair. The equity in her house and the equity in Koyo Pass were about the same. So they ended up with pretty much equal shares. And let's be real, Christine's Flagstaff down payment came from the family pot, until she sold her house in Vegas and paid it all back. She also bought her house for less than she sold her Vegas house for, so it doesn't seem like she's taking more than her fair share of the family's resources. Now, Robyn, don't even get me started. If she had bought a reasonably sized home and used only her Vegas money, fine, I wouldn't have an issue. But no, she had to go all out and buy a ridiculously overpriced, way too big house that she didn't need. And we all know the monthly payments are probably still getting supplemented by the family pot. Robyn has taken way more than her fair share and contributed the least. It's not exactly a good look. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and much love to you all.